By 1970, the idealistic optimism of the 60s had given way to a more nuanced cultural landscape. The Vietnam War raged on, social movements pushed for equality, and technology shrank the world ever smaller. Yet, music remained the ultimate refuge and megaphone for change. Studios were experimenting with multi-track recording, whilst the use of distortion was gaining prevalence with guitarists, and songwriters were weaving personal spirituality and political commentary into revolutionary pop structures. From the grit of heavy metal's earliest riffs to the heartfelt confessions of singer-songwriters, this list captures a year when artists were unafraid to innovate, to provoke, and ultimately to connect with listeners on a visceral level. So dim the lights, and let's count down the 8 tracks that define 1970s soundtrack. At number 8, we have the Kinks' mischievous barroom epic, Lola. Ray Davies distilled a seedy London nightclub into a catchy guitar riff and a narrative brimming with playful ambiguity. The song's structure is deceptively simple. Verses alternate between Davies' deadpan storytelling and a hook-driven chorus, all underscored by Dave Davies' signature chiming chords. Lyrically, Lola navigates gender identity before it's a common theme, delivering the twist with both humor and empathy. The track's success hinged on its balance of taboo and accessibility. The BBC nearly banned it for mentioning Coca-Cola, yet it soared on the charts worldwide. Its legacy endures every time a modern artist challenges conventions, reminding us that a simple song can carry a subversive punch. At number 7, we have Norman Greenbaum's gospel rock fusion, Spirit in the Sky, a track that blurred sacred and secular lines. Recorded with a single-take simplicity, its crunchy fuzz guitar riffs owe as much to garage rock as they do to devotional fervor. Greenbaum drew inspiration from gospel chord progressions, weaving a message of afterlife hope into a driving backbeat and an unforgettable hook. Session players layered a string section and claps, forging a sound that felt both anthemic and homespun. Released in February 1970, it topped charts across Europe and became a staple of radio playlists in an era hungry for uplifting escapism. Its enduring appeal lies in its plain-spoken optimism. No pretense, just a direct line from singer to soul. At number 6, we have the Guess Who's swaggering protest anthem, American Woman. Born from a live jam session in Ontario, the song captures a raw blend of blues, hard rock, and political commentary. Burton Cummings' growling vocals ride a slinking riff, built on Randy Bachman's edgy guitar tones that prefigure proto-metal. Lyrically, it's a critique of cultural imperialism, yet it never loses its groove. The track's arrangement shifts seamlessly from quiet, funky verses to explosive choruses, mirroring the push-pull tension of its subject. When Bachman lets loose with his snarling solo, you sense the song's attempt to distance itself from mainstream U.S. culture of the time. Released in mid-1970, it topped North American charts and became an inadvertent rock classic for both its rebellious spirit and its danceable pulse. It remains a testament to how a group from Winnipeg could command global airwaves with nothing but sweaty conviction and a killer riff. At number 5, we have George Harrison's transcendent My Sweet Lord, a song that marked his emergence from the Beatles' shadow into an established solo artist. Recorded at Abbey Road Studios, Harrison combined a simple chord progression with layered vocal harmonies, chanting Hare Krishna, creating one of pop's first overtly devotional hits. The delicate sitar motifs and gospel-tinged backing vocals evoke the quest for divine connection that Harrison had embraced through Eastern philosophy. Its universal plea resonated in a world searching for solace after the decade's upheavals. Upon its release in late 1970, it shot to number 1 in multiple countries, bridging cultural divides and bringing Hindu mantras into mainstream consciousness. Its legacy endures not just through its melody, but through Harrison's radical openness, proving that pop music could serve as a conduit for spiritual exploration without alienating the masses. At number 4, we have Black Sabbath's metallic behemoth, Iron Man. Tony Iommi's down-tuned, monolithic riff opens with ominous power, instantly conjuring an industrial apocalyptic mood. Geezer Butler's bass anchors the groove, while Bill Ward's drumming stomps like machinery come to life. The late, great Ozzy Osbourne narrates the tragic saga of a man turned to steel, his voice shifting from foreboding whisper to desperate wail. The song structure lays the blueprint for heavy metal as we know it. Released on their 1970 album Paranoid, Iron Man wasn't the lead single, but it became one of the tracks that defined the band's legacy, influencing generations of guitarists to embrace distortion and dark themes. Its enduring cultural footprint extends from superhero movies to power metal cover bands, proving that Sabbath didn't just invent a genre, they forged it on the anvil of pure guitar noise and fatalistic storytelling. At number 3, we have Led Zeppelin's emotional Since I've Been Loving You. Clocking in at over 7 minutes long, this slow-burn blues epic showcases Jimmy Page's firing solo and John Paul Jones's sumptuous organ swells. Robert Plant wrings every ounce of anguish from the lyrics, his voice cracking as he laments a love that slipped beyond repair. The song was laid down in 1 or 2 live takes at Island Studios, capturing the raw chemistry of a band at its creative peak. Its complexity lies in the tension between the disciplined 12-bar blues structure and spontaneous improvisation that erupts mid-song. When Page launches into his crescendo of stinging bends and cascading runs, you feel the emotional weight of every note. Though it never topped the charts as a single, its influence ripples through every blues rock guitarist who followed, cementing its status as a masterclass in technique, dynamics, and soul. At number 2, we have the Beatles' poignant swan song, Let It Be. Written by Paul McCartney during a period of personal uncertainty, the track is a meditation on acceptance, inspired by a dream of his late mother. Recorded at Apple Studios, it features an intimate piano motif, gentle guitar fills, and McCartney's reassuring vocals. George Harrison's subtly soaring guitar solo introduces a glimmer of redemption, while Ringo Starr's brush drums add a heartbeat of calm. Released in March 1970, it arrived as tensions were fracturing the band, yet it offered listeners a message of peace. Its universal appeal lies in its simplicity and message of hope, a final gift from the Fab Four as their storied journey came to an end. Even if the Beatles were disbanding, Let It Be reminded the world that their music could heal and uplift long after the last chord faded. At number 1, we have Derek and the Dominoes' heart-wrenching masterpiece, Layla. Eric Clapton poured unrequited love into every searing guitar note, channeling his obsession with Pattie Boyd into a song that fused blistering rock riffage with plaintive piano coda. Recorded in Miami's Criteria Studios, the track's 2-part structure shifts from the urgent, riff-driven plea to a serene, hymn-like conclusion, complete with stunning piano from Bobby Whitlock and unparalleled slide guitar from Duane Allman. Jim Gordon's drumming and Carl Radle's bass lock into a groove that propels the narrative forward, making the song feel like a desperate confession set to a freight train rhythm. Upon its release in late 1970, Layla initially flew under the mainstream radar, but a 1972 live version cemented its legendary status. Today, it stands as the quintessential expression of rock's power to channel deep emotional turmoil into transcendent beauty, proving that sometimes the most personal songs resonate with the widest audiences. That wraps up our countdown of the 8 best songs of 1970, a year when artists were unafraid to explore new sounds, to challenge social norms, and to bare their souls. From subversive pop stories to riffs that forged entire genres, these tracks left an indelible mark on music history. Which of these classics moves you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit like if you felt the energy, and subscribe for more deep dives into the songs that shaped our world. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your playlist timeless.